Hello friends, my name is Yamini and I welcome you back to my channel, The Saffron Box. I have been covering the Ascendant series. So I have taken you through the signs of Aries through to Virgo. So we have done the first 6 signs of the Zodiac belt. We have understood what happens when a sign becomes your ascendant or rising sign or lagna, right? So in case you've missed out the previous video, you can go check out the videos again. And in case you've missed out understanding what an ascendant is, let me tell you, ascendant is the first sign, is the first house, of your birth chart, the sign which falls in the first house, right? So ascendant is the sign which was rising in the east, and your first house of your horoscope is the east direction, right? So the sign which was rising there at the time of your birth becomes your ascendant or the rising sign or the lagna. So today we'll understand what life offers to a person born with the Libra ascendant, Libra or Tula Rashi, right? And to begin with, we'll understand who's the ruler of Libra. That is Venus, right? Venus also owns one more sign, that is the sign of Taurus, right? We have discussed that already. Now we'll see what is the symbol of Libra. The symbol is that of a balance or weighing scale, so the balance which we use to weigh, right? So people born under this ascendant also have to, they have to strike a lot of balance between things, between work and home, between income and expenditure, and their life is all about moving from a state of imbalance to a state of balance. Now these people are very organized. You see, if they're trying to maintain balance, one has to be organized, right? So they are very peace loving, they are very diplomatic. It's a sign ruled by Venus, again, which is a feminine planet. And Libra as a sign, as per the natural zodiac, is the 7th house, and 7th house basically shows other people. So this sign is all about other people, right? And just to give you an example, Mahatma Gandhi was born with the Libra ascendant. So what did he do? His life was, when he found the purpose of life, when he understood what does he have to do, what is his greater cause in life, what does he have to go after, it was all about other people, right? So this is what this sign symbolizes. These people think about other people first, right? And as I mentioned, they are very peace loving. They like to maintain peace and cordiality everywhere, right? Now coming to their family lives, these people are very protective about their family, right? And that again depends on the placement of Mars, which is ruling the second house of family, right? And they're very protective, they're very possessive, they're very deeply attached with their families. And sometimes it also happens that they are so protective about their families that they do not disclose much about their family lives to others. So you would not hear a person born under Libra ascendant talking too much about his family. He'll be, maybe others might be talking, but this guy will be keeping quiet, would be observing everyone else. So again, this is a general rule. This is not, there might be aberrations, there might be exceptions. It all depends on the overall chart of an individual, right? Now coming to their communication skills, these people are very open, very philosophical, and even in their daily lives, they bring in a lot of philosophy. You'll hear a lot of philosophical dialogues from them. So the third house of communication is ruled by the planet Jupiter, and Jupiter is all about higher wisdom, higher knowledge, and higher philosophy. right? So that is what they bring into their communication as well. Now, coming to their domestic life or their mother as such, the fourth house, what happens is usually their mother is a person who is a strict disciplinarian in their lives. So everything right from their childhood is set, what time do they have to get up, when do they have to do what is the time to study, what is the time to play, and usually the upbringing is very strict. Again, most of the cases, right? So is strict, is very well structured and very disciplined, and this is what they actually like to do. This is how they like to bring up their own children as well, because Saturn, which is a taskmaster, Saturn, which is the planet of discipline, justice, is ruling the fourth and the fifth house. And again, Saturn is a good planet for this ascendant because it's the yoga karaka also. I'll explain what is a yoga karaka in my subsequent videos, right? And again, when it comes to their opposition or enemies, the sixth house, people born under Libra ascendant tend to have almost negligible enemies or opponents. Why? That again depends on the placement of Jupiter, because Jupiter is ruling the sixth house. Why? Because wherever they have to make peace, they make peace. They do not like to indulge in unnecessary arguments, unnecessary fights or disputes. So what happens if a situation of conflict arises? These people quickly find a way to make peace fast. They'll give in, they'll buy peace first, right? So they encounter very few enemies, and they do not project a big ego. So they are not very egoistic when it comes to dealing with their opponents. So peace, again, the symbol of balance, that is and sixth house of the sign of Pisces falls in the sixth house, and this is where the ascendant lord, that is Venus, exalts, right? So that is the very reason that these people have fewer enemies, and they tend to do away with opposition fast. Okay, now coming to their spouse or their married life, what happens? They come across a spouse who is who has Aries like qualities. We have seen what is Aries like qualities, right? So they are the spouse is the one who's energetic, who's athletic, who's a go-getter, right? And who's assertive, who knows that who knows where to stand, where to hold their ground. And the spouse usually keeps pushing these people, because these people are peace loving, soft people. The spouse is the opposite, it's complementing. So the spouse tells them, go after what you have to get, and spouse pushes them to attain their goals, because lot of Mars energy is there in the spouse. So it's again a sign of Mars here. So the aggression, the assertiveness, the energy, enthusiasm, these kind of qualities are brought by the spouse in their lives, right? And the eighth house again is ruled by the planet Venus, which is ruling the first house or the ascendant also. So what happens? If the Venus is well placed, they get good inheritance, they gain through their marriage. So usually what happens, they get married and they start gaining, right? Materialistic gains again. And coming to their travels, these people like to travel. Given a chance, they would travel, they would explore the world through a traveler's eyes, right? So a sign of Mercury is there in the ninth house, and there's a lot of curiosity to see the world. And coming to their profession, their career, they make good diplomats, right? The fourth sign of Cancer is coming under the in the 10th house, so they make good diplomats. They do well in politics. They do well in fields related to hospitality. Wherever they have to nurture or heal or do good to other people, those kind of careers really suit them well. Yeah. And when it comes to their social circle, the sign of Leo is there in the 11th house. And who's ruling the sign of Leo, we have understood in my earlier videos. Sun, the king of all planets, is the ruler of Leo. So what happens, they in their social circle, they are usually important people. They shine in their social circles. Again, depends on the placement of Sun. So they shine in the social circle, and they are usually perceived as someone important. Okay. And usually the social circle also has people of good status. So these people do not make friends with or I would say like to make friends with people of good status, people of good taste also. Yeah. So and again, coming to their habit of spending energy or time or money, they are frugal to some extent, right? And they're very, very calculative. Even if they have to donate something, they would calculate. They are not at all impulsive in their spending. So they'll calculate, they'll see how much yield are they going to get back, and that's when they spend, right? So that's all about Libra ascendant as of now. And keep watching this space, and I'll come back with the next ascendant, that is Scorpio, maybe by tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.